You can talk, it's
I
fine.
forget what I was talking about. Norms?
Okay, I'll start first.
Okay.
So, through our presentation and our skit, we were looking at the negative patient, or the negative,
Scenario?
no, forget it. The roles that the members assumed. And a lot of the stuff that was listed in the course material was negative, right? We had the aggressor, the blocker, the avoider, the joker, all that. We found that some of us conveyed some of those aspects within a certain time period, but it wasn't as concretely defined as one of those things. Yeah, we joked around, yeah, somebody had to be aggressive at some point to get things done, stuff like that. So it wasn't a huge defining moment for anybody. I think that the biggest roles that people played were leaders and managers, right?
Yes.
So we found that Joanna took most of the leadership role, but it was in a democratic way. So we were able to, she was basically able to designate what we needed to do because she was so well informed about Prezi, basically. And so we found we just split up the work pretty evenly, where she did most of the editing and the cosmetic of the Prezi, and we did more of the content. Correct?
Yeah.
Basically.
Okay. Just to add to that, I think that everyone was a leader and that everyone took responsibility for what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that being a leader is just taking charge.
Mhm.
I think it's also being responsible.
Absolutely.
Which you all did, so I don't agree with you saying I'm a leader, but
She's being modest.
I guess I am. But I think that you all, gave your opinions on what needs to be done, and we all sort of contributed to what
Yes.
should be the project.
Absolutely, and I think that kind of leads into the discussion about what exactly we used for values, norms, and what got us on common ground. And I think that was that we all wanted to do a good job on this, and our values were the same about this project. We knew it was important, we wanted to get it done, and we were all equally invested in it as a group and as individuals.
So that was our next thing, values,
Yes.
norms, and so in terms of
conformity.
values, we all had the same value. We want to get a good mark, but at the same time we want to learn and we want to have a creative display of what we learned. So that was the shared value. There's no disagreement on that.
Mm-hmm.
Values, norms,
Conformity.
and conformity. So conformity, we again had the same values. We didn't really need to conform. The only part that I would say conformity was an issue with was timings to when we want to meet, but we never had a meeting where one person was missing.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
We were in the same program, so it wasn't that much of a conflict,
Mm-hmm.
and we communicated really well. So
Yeah, even through email, texting, all of that stuff. If we couldn't meet, then we would email, and so I think
and
it
we
worked
got
out really
started
well.
early, so I guess that comes into the values as well.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
valued our mark and our learning, so we started really early.
Mm-hmm. The cycle of the group, the forming, storming, norming, adjourning, mourning, performing.
When we formed, it was kind of like we were sitting close together anyways, and we're like,
Mhm.
"Hey guys, do you want to work together?"
Yeah.
So it was just
A default group kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah. And what's the next one? So forming and then
Storming.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
We didn't really have a storm period.
No, like we had a little bit of trouble coming to an agreement on exactly what we wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it was kind of like we had ideas that all of us liked, and it was narrowing it down to one and deciding what to put in there.
Mm-hmm.
I think we worked really well in coming together with our script.
Mhm.
So that was during the performing, like everybody just brainstormed and
Nailed it out pretty fast.
yeah, and we did a little bit of improv in order
Mhm.
to figure it out, and I think that was really good.
Yeah.
Really creative.
Yeah. And then the next one was norming. So
I think we got stuck in that
yeah.
norming, not even norming. We didn't have storming, so we
We
were
kinda
just
We
skipped
kind
a
of, yeah, we
we
kind
were
of skipped
exception. We
it.
were just exceptionally good.
Well, I think because this was our first group ever in starting, and so I think that was, I think we just all had the same goals, and I think that's why we worked well together, and I think that's why we didn't storm. I really do. I think we all have the same goals. I think we have similar work ethics, and I think that really helped. That really helped out, and our personalities meshed really well together.
Agreed.
And then we had performing stage.
So this is our performing, and
Yeah.
also
The
we're also going to
skit?
be performing the skit
Yep.
in the same group.
Yeah.
you
Which
want-
we haven't done yet.
No, we haven't done. So this is our performance.
I think performing in general, I think we've done a good job.
Are we gonna mourn this morning? Are we gonna be sad?
No, because
No, we haven't
this group is never gonna end.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
We'll be
we
friends
don't
after
know.
this.
We're gonna
No
stick
mourning.
together.
Mourning to be continued.
Morning.
We'll have to make another video for that.
Yeah. And then just finally, how are we gonna implement what we learned in this project into our practice?
I think just
Okay.
was that a cue? I think it's just the teamwork aspect, which I think is like the whole point of working on this project, and just working as a team with other nurses and doctors in the healthcare facility,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
then pointing out what is negative and what is positive and the way we should act with clients. So
I think even within our first day of clinicals, we've seen that already, like how to implement what we've learned into what we're doing, even if it is just shadowing a nurse or, getting right in there and doing hands-on things. I think that we've already kind of implemented all that stuff into our clinical. So, yeah.
Cool.
well, I really enjoyed working with you, and I look forward to our November skit.
Yeah.
Bad communication right there. We didn't do that.
See, we
Yes.
won't have a mourning period. It's just gonna continue on until,
So,
yeah. All right, great.
The test.
That's it.